Today we are going to start Science Lesson 2, Adaptations in Plants. Plants grow in different places. They can be found in dry and sandy deserts, damp and wet places, hilly areas, valleys, snow-covered high mountains, and even under water. Depending on the habitat they live in, plants can be divided into two major groups: water or aquatic plants, land or terrestrial plants. The plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants, and the plants that grow on land are called terrestrial plants. Today we are going to study about aquatic plants. Aquatic plants may grow in salty water or fresh water. There are three types of aquatic plants: floating, fixed, and underwater plants. Let's discuss about the important features of floating plants. Floating plants have lots of empty spaces filled with air. This makes these plants very light, and so these plants are able to float on the surface of water. The upper surface of the leaves is usually waxy to repel water. The roots of these plants are not fixed. The roots hang loosely in the water. The picture that you are seeing here is duckweed, and duckweed is the example of floating plants. Let's see another example of floating plants. This is water hyacinth. So this is the example of floating plant. Let's know about other aquatic plants, that is fixed plants. There are some important features of fixed plants, like fixed plants have roots fixed to the bottom of the water body, such as a pond. They have long stems to reach the surface of water. They have broad leaves that float on water. Stomata are present on the upper surface of the leaves. They have thin, hollow, flexible, and light stems. Children, you can easily identify this picture. Yes, this is lotus plant. So, lotus is the example of fixed plants. This is lily, which is also the example of fixed plants. So, children, lotus and lily both are the examples of fixed plants. Let's know about underwater plants. Underwater plants are fixed to the bottom of the water body and remain fully underwater. Stomata are absent in leaves. Carbon dioxide comes out of the leaves through the surface. Underwater plants prepare food using the sunlight that filters through the water. These plants support animal life to a great extent. This is the picture of hydrilla. So this is the example of underwater plants. This is a tape grass. So this is the example of underwater plants. Today we are going to study about land or terrestrial plants. So plants that grow on land are called terrestrial or land plants. There are different kinds of land areas where these plants are grown. Let's see different kinds of terrestrial plants. Plants in the plains. Let's see the important features and the plants that are grown here. Some plants grow in the plains where the climate is hot in summer and cold in winter. Plants growing in plains have more space to spread out, so they have several branches. They have flat leaves which help water to evaporate and also help to trap a lot of sunlight. This is the example of trees that are grown in plains like neem, mango, peepal, and many more. Plants in deserts. Some adaptations in desert plants are: plants store water in their stem or leaves. Long root systems in desert plants go deep into the ground to absorb water. Most of the plants are leafless. In cactus, leaves are reduced to spines. Saguaro and cactus are Some examples of the desert plant. Plants in mountains. Plants on mountains and hills are adapted to grow in very cold temperatures. Most plants are tall and straight. They are cone shaped. Most plants have needle-like leaves. Waxy coatings on the leaves prevent evaporation and loss of water. These trees do not bear flowers but have seeds in cones. They are called conifers or coniferous trees. Some plants that are found in mountains are deodar and pine, and many more. Plants in heavy rainfall areas. In areas with heavy rainfall, evergreen trees are found. They have plenty of sunlight and water throughout the year. The broad and abundant leaves capture sunlight for photosynthesis. Let's see the example of plants that grow in heavy rainfall areas. Lychee, pineapple, and sugarcane. Coconut and palm trees grow well along the sea coast. Plants in marshy or swampy areas. Marshy areas have sticky and clayey soil. It is difficult for plants to grow in such areas as air cannot reach the roots. So the roots of these plants grow out of the soil to breathe from the air. Such roots are called as breathing roots. Trees growing in marshy areas are also called as mangroves. Rhizophora and Avicennia are examples of plants that grow in marshy or swampy areas. So children, I hope you have understood this chapter. Read thoroughly. Thank you.